Singapore on Film is a two-part documentary that provides a glimpse into the British Film Institute's remarkable archive of Singapore from 1900 onwards. Much of the footage shown has never been seen before and has been carefully restored for the purposes of the two-part documentary. In this making-of programme, we'll show you how we set about making Singapore on film, from shooting in the bustling Singapore metropolis of today to documenting the restoration of films that haven't been seen in a century.
So Singapore on Film is a collaboration with the BFI, the British Film Institute, and we are using their films, their archive, as a basis to explore the world of Singapore and its history and its people. And we are speaking to historians, film historians, academics, writers, showing them the clips and getting their take on what they see, basically.
The BFI is the UK's lead body for film. We cover a really wide range of film-related activities, from production to education to the National Archive for film and television.
Alison and I were really excited about seeing the kind of archival material we could get from the British Film Institute. We were really looking at films that tell us in sort of these wonderful, lovely detail what life was like in turn-of-century Singapore.
I actually went to the BFI and I watched a lot of their early film reels on Singapore, but a vast majority of their films were still in the vaults and they had never been copied before, so I couldn't see them. So we had to take a risk and agree to pay for the transfer of the films and digitisation. And we did that especially for Singapore on Film. So it's really exclusive, never seen before images, and that's what's intriguing and is what's intrigued our interviewees.
When films go out of commercial distribution, particularly with nitrate film, there was a value in recycling it. It contains silver, so these films would get lost. It's amazing these things survive at all, in fact, because we estimate that at least 80% of the films from this early era are completely lost. So the fact that somebody saved a film that was a little documentary about pineapple farmers is pretty amazing.
Our shoot covered 10 days of filming, and that was to get all the interviews that we needed. The buildings that were in our films that are still there today, we had to film those. We ended up going to a little place in Johor because that's the place where the orang laut come from. The orang laut are the original Malays who would have been in Singapore at the time of our early films, in fact, way before Raffles even got to Singapore. We filmed them at their village just off the Straits, and that was a really special day. We all really enjoyed filming on the boat, filming the boys in the water, and seeing their way of life, really, because you could sort of feel the ghosts of the celluloid echoing as you go around Singapore, that's for sure, but a lot of it is not there anymore.
Nowhere is the distinction between old and new Singapore better explored than in the visual effects work carried out by graphics specialist BDH in Bristol.
This is the Kavanagh Bridge. This shows the bridge as it stood at the best part of 100 years ago. And we have this fantastic scene of life with the carts going around and the buildings as they were back then. And what we've been able to do is get the footage which they've gone out there, matched up the angle of the original footage, and then we blend through to modern life. As you can see, the roads have gone, it's been replaced by a park, the buildings in the background are significantly different, but those key markers of the bridge are still there. And it's, I think, fascinating seeing the juxtaposition of how some things have remained exactly the same and some things have completely changed.
I think people are fascinated by archive footage like this in various ways. Some people love the humanity, they love the human life that they see there, but then other people, historians, like looking out for buildings and what was there, what's still there. For me, I love the shots of the people and eating and the stuff everybody does every day of their life. I love seeing that, because it's a reminder that everybody has lived their life and it's pretty much the same, except conditions change, clothing changes, But people are people, and so I love seeing that on film, and I think that's what will resonate with audiences.
You can admire the scene for just the beauty of how it's framed, but you can also marvel at all the information that you can derive from each and every frame. What you get is just life in all that vibrant, vivid complexity.